So if you guys have seen some of my videos by now, you've probably seen me bounce all around the US comparing the rental prices to LA. Well, for the first time in this series, I've decided to take it international, all the way to Tokyo actually. I had no idea what housing prices or even styles were like here, so I thought this would be the perfect spot as the first international destination because it's so different. So I had the really tough job of going all the way to Japan for this video. I mean, someone's got to do it. No, I'm kidding. I'm really excited to be here, and we are going to look at this apartment right here. This is the building. It kind of looks a little bit like an office building, but I could see how it could pass for an apartment building. So what we're looking at is a 4th floor walk up, no elevator, and it's in a pretty cool little neighborhood. This area is called Shinjuku. Very walkable, tons of stuff over here. It's kind of more peaceful than like downtown Tokyo, but it's still close by. I actually ended up renting an Airbnb here and got the pricing from the owners. So it is decorated probably a little different than someone actually living here. So this is the hallway going up to the apartment. I will say it's not the most, aesthetically pleasing, but what can you do? Let's go up and check out the apartment. Also, the stairs are like very steep. I've tripped going up them a couple times. I'm out of breath. So, not really the cutest area, but it's a lot better inside, and you get a bit of a workout. Okay, let's go take a look. All right, welcome to the apartment in Japan. So this is a 1-bedroom, but they've kind of made it work with like more beds in it because this is an Airbnb, but we're gonna go with the pricing of if it were a 1-bedroom. So we have this cool little entryway in here. It has different flooring than there, and this is really like a good spot to take your shoes off. Kind of interesting that there's a wall here with a window that just goes to the living room. There's a lot of windows that are like, this is a window that goes into a hallway that's still inside. It does bring a little more light in. So it's not super open. It has its own little entryway, which I actually kind of like because you have like a little space. I like how they have this light here and like, I don't know, it just feels like its own space when you come inside to put your stuff. Okay, let's check out the rest of the apartment. So as we can tell, this is actually a really bright apartment. There's windows all along this wall and that wall, so it just feels really bright. So walking over here, we have a little dining area. This is an Airbnb, so I don't know if they would have this in a traditional Japanese home, but I think they're catering to just anyone that's gonna stay here. Because as we can see over here, there is a tatami mat. I believe this is a tatami mat. I Googled it, so please correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure it is because it looks just like it if you Google it. They actually consider this a 3-bed place. It's 1 bedroom, but 3 beds. So we can see in here, there's extra pillows and blankets and stuff, so you could turn this into a bed. So it actually would be a pretty comfortable place to sleep. On its own, like it's comfortable to sit on, but you probably wouldn't feel like it's super comfortable for sleeping. But with this stuff, like you'd be good. I really like the artwork in here. I have no idea what it says. I tried to use Google Translate to see. So if anyone knows, comment down below. It's really nice looking. I like that they put that in because we are in Japan. But yeah, let me know what it says. Hopefully it doesn't say something weird. I doubt it would. Walking over to the kitchen. So I'm gonna be honest, I think this kitchen is kind of weird because it feels sort of industrial. Like to me, it doesn't feel like very homey. So let's take a look. This just feels like kind of an older style. I don't know if that's typical of this area, but yeah, there is a full stove. I mean, it's actually a pretty good sized kitchen. So there is a dishwasher here. It's taped shut, so I don't know if it works, but that's pretty cool. Even in LA, sometimes you don't get a dishwasher. One thing that's kind of interesting is that the fridge is really small. But when you think about it, if you're one person living here, like you really don't need like a huge fridge anyway. If there were multiple people, I think it might get a little crowded. And then there's a microwave right here. There is a phone here. I don't really know why, but a touch of the 90s. we love. Okay, so the living area isn't huge. I will say I think in LA it's normally a bit bigger. We can see they fit a full-size bed in here. You could totally fit a couple couches that are small, so it's not a huge space, but there is a living area. Another thing to note, there is not central air conditioning and heating, so they have these units. But honestly, you find these a lot in LA as well. I have one of those in my house and they actually work really well. So I'm a big fan of those. Okay, so the bedroom isn't huge. If I were to estimate, I would say it's probably 10 by 12 feet. So it's probably smaller than what you would get in LA. So it's pretty cozy. It's still enough space, obviously, for someone to live in, 1 or 2 people even. And then there's this light here. Everything in this apartment is kind of like, it's an Airbnb, so it's kind of like cheap. So no walk-in closet here, but there is some closet space. So it's a decent amount of closet space. But I think a lot of times in LA you find like a walk-in closet. So just something to compare it to, although the one that I believe we're comparing this to, they didn't have a walk-in closet. So it's definitely a smaller bathroom. It's not huge. We just have the one sink here. Really interesting. I've never seen this before. So the shower has like its own room in here. This is what it's like. I mean, I was so confused when I first saw it. I thought it was a sauna. But there's a shower here, it all drains into there, and there's also a bathtub here. But yeah, it's all in its own room, and it did feel kind of weird showering in here because you just feel like you're getting water everywhere. When I very first came into this bathroom, this was dark like that, and I actually thought it went outside. I was so confused. Like, it was nighttime, and I was like, what is this? In the entryway, there's this built-in storage unit, and it's kind of creepy if you look in here. It actually goes pretty far back. It's like a closet under the stairs sort of feel. I was not expecting that at all, but you know, there's room for like a coat closet, and then you could even like store some stuff back in there. So that's pretty cool. Nice little storage thing, because there's not like an actual closet in this main area. So this is just like 50 feet away from the apartment, and there's a bunch of spots to eat. There's actually like really trendy looking cool coffee shops over here. And there's not a ton of traffic going through here. It does feel a little more peaceful than like downtown Tokyo. I ate there this morning and it was delicious. And right across the street we have a vending machine. These are all over the place here, and they're actually very convenient because anytime you need a water or some coffee, you can get it super quickly right here. Just thought it was funny that it was like literally right across the street from our apartment. Next, we're gonna take a look at my friend Jill's apartment in downtown LA. Hello, welcome to my apartment. So, we're here at my friend Jill's apartment.
Yeah.
It is technically, is this a studio?
So they call it a junior 1-bed.
So how much do you pay here?
I pay $19.25, but when I first moved in, I paid $18.50. Come on in. This is like my favorite place that I've ever lived in LA. I've lived here for more than 2 years now, and I'm like so in love with it. It just feels like my home now. So like right here at the entrance, I have a clothing rack for a little bit of extra storage, because my biggest issue with this apartment, there's like no storage. It's so annoying. I also have a closet here, and the good part is it goes up really high. I have my Christmas tree up there. But as you can see, I have like so much stuff stuck in there because it's really the only storage closet in this whole place. And then it opens up into my living space. I have my kitchen over here. It's a pretty good size for just one person. I live here by myself. Has a little mini dishwasher, which I think is a great amenity. I think like it's pretty rare to find dishwashers in affordable places, so love having that. And overall, it's enough space for just me. We get the full size refrigerator, which is great. It has an ice maker in it, which is also a real steal, I think.
Tell me about how this place compares to other areas of Los Angeles that you've lived.
So the only other area that I've lived in is Hollywood, and I really loved living in Hollywood. I would definitely consider moving back there sometime. But downtown is so perfect for me right now because I don't have a car and I can walk everywhere here. Like all of my favorite bars, restaurants, coffee shop are within walking distance. I can walk to the grocery store, like literally anything that I need. And if something is slightly further away, I can take a short Uber. And then over into my living space here. So living room, pretty simple. I try to like optimize sitting with like a little poof just in case I have extra people here.
roommates before.
Yeah.
Do you think it's worth it to just pay more to live alone? Like, how have you liked that?
Okay, I love living alone. I don't really ever want to live with roommates again. I just am really like used to this life now. But I think it makes perfect sense to live with roommates when you're saving money, when you're first moving out, and I don't think there's any shame in living with roommates, obviously. Like, I think both ways work. It just really is up to your preference, where you're at in your life, and how much money you make, because obviously it makes a lot more sense to have roommates in LA. And then in the back here is just like a little bit of extra storage. It's sort of a small space back there, so I don't use it for much, but I have my bar cart back there and just like a few little things for aesthetics. So heading in this way, it goes into my bedroom. So there's no official door, but I feel like there's a little hallway. And again, I live by myself, so it's not a big deal. But the biggest selling point in this apartment, washer and dryer. I also use this for like some storage stuff here because there's not as much room in here. This was like such a big selling point for me because my last apartments in Hollywood, I had them in my building but not in my unit, which is just so annoying. So this has been the greatest thing. And moving in here, we have my bedroom. So this room, I don't really care that much about. Not many people are in here, obviously. So I just try to keep it tidy and like nice enough, but you know, whatever. And my closet, this is the only other closet in my apartment, and I have so much stuff in there, this door won't even stay closed. So in here, we have clothes, shoes, a little bit of storage up top here because again, it does go up really, really high, which is convenient, but for the most part, this is like the main area of storage that I have. And then there's these really nice built-in shelves, which is great. And then over through here is the bathroom. And actually, I think it's a pretty spacious bathroom all in all. I almost wish that it was a little bit smaller and like they put another closet or something. Also, I always get comments about my weird diagonal toilet. I have no clue. Again, lots of storage in here, which is really nice, and a big full-size shower. And there's even room for a little shelving system, which is great for additional storage in the bathroom. Of course, so that Molly and I can go to the bathroom together.
Crazy gal.
Yep. And that is the gist of my place. I think it's the perfect size for a girl and her cat. I couldn't see more than just one person living in an apartment this size. I don't think there'd be enough room for everyone to have their own space or storage, but it's perfect for just me.
One thing that is so cool about this place is that it's actually a historic building and a registered landmark. So they're required to keep different things, like the marble on the walls in the hallway is actually the original marble, which I think is really cool. They're also required to maintain it really well and keeping it in really good condition. There's some other amenities like a really good sized gym and an awesome rooftop with a hot tub. We all know I love that. So do you find that you actually use the amenities here a lot?
The only one that I use consistently is the gym, honestly.
Like how often do you go to like the hot tub or?
I've never used the hot tub, not once. I'm sort of scared of it. Like, I don't know. I'm sure it's clean, but like, I don't know, a public hot tub just sort of freaks me out a little.
Yeah.
I go up on the rooftop like probably once a month. But like we have a pool table. I've used that like twice in 2 years. We have a screening room.
Yeah.
I've never used that.
I think these are the things that kind of sell people on living in a luxury building. But I found when I've done that, I never use the stuff.
Literally never.
Like, no one does.
Like it's really not that important. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I would say like the only amenity that really matters to me is the gym.
So that is the Tokyo versus LA comparison. Comment below what you guys thought of them, and I will see you in my next video.